better. Hello, good people. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Hello, good people. Let me just do this for 5 seconds. All right. Hello, good people. I'm about to update on my social media platforms. So please bear with me a little bit on my WhatsApp. Sorry about that. Hello, hello, hello. I see there is one person there. I see there is there's a person who is with us today. Please say your name. Say your name. Okay, let me just do this one more time. Okay. Just hold on a minute. Ooh, today, today it's the day. All right. Hello, good and lovely people. Sorry for that. It's like 3 minutes since I have started, but here I am. I haven't said anything. Hello, wonderful people. My name is Malebo. I am Coach Malebo. Welcome to Malebo TV. If you are here for the very first time, please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let us grow this community together. By the end of this year, I have to be on 1,000 subscribers, and I need you to help me with that, right? Thank you for being here. My name is Malebo. Like I have already said, I am a life coach. I am a life coach. I am an author. I am also a motivational speaker. Right. Okay. So I'm an author of Confessions and the Journey, and I am also, I've started this goal, which is called Create the Life That You Want. You know, I'm so fascinated by how God has really made us to be. And I know a lot of people are still trying to figure out, how do I create this life that I want? I mean, it's so simple. It's so simple. Maybe when I start to say what I'm going to say, you will understand in a deeper level why do I say that it's so easy for you to get the things that you want, right? I help my clients align mind, body, and spirit, heal from their past traumas and pain to create this life that they want. So if you're struggling to manifest in your life, if you have a problem with relationships, if you have been sexually abused, or you have experienced any sexual traumas, or you have had any sexual traumas, any type of traumas, because sometimes it's not a trauma of sexual trauma, but sometimes it's more like the separation from, maybe you grew up somewhere and your mother was there, and those type of things. That is trauma, that is wounding. So yes, that is actually what I assist people with. So you want to come in and let us do the work on you. So I am back online, guys. I am back online. I am back. I'm doing the work. I have been off for the whole week last week, and because of the reason, I was so exhausted and I needed time off. So let us begin. Today we're talking, and I did some notes here so that I don't forget what I wanted to say, because sometimes, hey, umoya uyang. So today we're talking about why is it that God so powerful that he allowed people to get raped? Why is it that, you know? Okay, let me do this. Let me cancel this. Why is God so powerful yet he allows people to get raped? Why does he allow young children to get raped? I mean, most of my life on an everyday thing, I have to deal with radio stations. I have to deal with people who have been raped, or giving some motivation, or healing people who have been raped, sexually abused, and a whole lot of that. But God somehow can give you a boyfriend, can give you a husband. He can stop somebody from bewitching you. He can do all these amazing things, but he cannot then stop people from raping. Then why? And there was this other guy who said, why couldn't God just kill the devil? Then we wouldn't have to be here. Another person said, where was he the time of apartheid? A whole lot of things. And those things that people are asking are relevant questions that we as Christians, we need to answer, and we need to make people understand what exactly is happening. But when I was preparing for this message, God said, this is a question that I need to ask. I need to ask the people who are live and the people who are joining later on. And the question is, who do you believe is God? Who do you believe is God? I know there are people who are watching me live, who in your thinking, in your mind, when you think about the word God, what comes to you? Because that can be a confusion between who Malebu believes God is and who the other person believes God is. And that may be the reason why we are so confused and asking ourselves, why is this God not doing what he's supposed to be doing? Because we feel like the government as well is not doing anything. And this is a pandemic. It's another form of a pandemic. Like, it's not only in South Africa, it's the whole wide world. In USA, they are dealing with cases of sexual abuse, both men and women. But why is it that he is allowing it? Then God said to me, this is the question that we need to ask ourselves. Who is God? Who is God according to you? Right? So I'll leave that for you to answer yourself. You can, if you feel like you are led, you can share on the comments. If you're not, then go and ask yourself, who do you believe God is? Because a lot of people believe that God is some being who's outside of us, who's outside of self. And he can do a whole lot of things. He's like there, when we pray, we say God, in English, it's basically the God in the sky, right? And he has more power. He can do all these things. And when you pray, when you fast, when you call upon his name, then this God can happen. But then there are issues where even if we fast, we march, we do all these things, this God doesn't come to party with us. So if then your idea of God is something outside of self, then it's a problem. Because we cannot deal with the issue at hand if the God that we are speaking about, it's some being that is outside of self. Okay, so I'm going to answer for my side, right? And according to the Bible, I like to always quote the scripture. It's in Genesis 1 verse 26, where it talks about God saying, let us create a man out of our image and likeness. And when somebody says let us go, it means that there is more than one person who's about to go. So it's a plural word, meaning that there were other beings at the point of creation. And we also need to ask, who were those beings? that were with God, that we are created in their own image. Again, that will I will leave it to you, that you ask God, or you ask your higher self, who are these beings in the Bible that we read as Christians, God is, or he is talking to, right? So he says, let us create men out of our own image and likeness. And he gave us so many things. One of those things is it's being fruitful, right? Be fruitful, which to me means be proactive, be productive, right? That is what it means to me. And he said, multiply, meaning that I am with my husband and Nkosi is there. When we met, we were 2. Now we are 3, right? That is the multiplication. And then now, the other one, he says, subdue the world, subdue the earth, meaning that God, if there is, like we believe, heavenly places, right, that we believe, which I believe to me is not a heavenly place, it's a spiritual place. It's not in physical form, but it's in the spirit, right? So he says, not here, you are not ruling over this part. You are only ruling in the physical realm. And we know the story that he breathed the breath of life, meaning that in the book of Romans, it also talks about that spirit that rose Jesus from the dead lives inside of us. So now, coming home back to ourselves, and me answering the question of why is it that God allows people to rape us, because I have been sexually abused. Why is it that he allows us to go through that? It means that there is a God inside of me, and there is a God inside of a person who raped me, and the person who raped you, there is a God inside of each and every one of us. Then why is it that we are looking at the sky for help, whereas we can look within ourselves to stop the rape? Because God is inside of us. I always talk about this, that 99% of who we are in a spirit. That is why you see the concept of people acknowledging ancestors, because we do not believe that spirit dies. Even Jesus did not die. I know that there is always an argument, Jesus only rose after 3 days, he's not an ancestor, but he's not in this form, right? He's not in this form. And the Bible clearly indicates from the beginning that there is God inside of us, right? And then he also gave us authority over this realm, over this place called air. So if you are here looking for God to stop rape, then you are looking at yourself. And let me, oh gosh, all right. Ish, the things that I am saying today, it's so deep, right? So I have been sexually abused, and this was the question that I was asking myself: why couldn't you? God has given human, for whatever reason, why he created human race, but he has created us to rule over here. So it's us who have not realized the God inside of us, that we are inflicting pain on ourselves. And we are inflicting pain on ourselves because we are not conscious that we are God. And let me tell you something. You all know that the story where people are talking about these are spiritualists, where they say, I am one with God. And we're thinking, oh my God, as Christian, no, God is a separate entity from me. God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now, in the book of John, today I came with scriptures. In the book of John, Jesus, who had his own mandate to come here on earth, said, I am one with the Father. Actually, my friend reminded me of this scripture yesterday as I was talking to her, and I was like, yeah, girl, I am one with the Father. Between what Jesus was saying was that there is no separation between me and God. I am one with all that is, meaning that I am, again, going to John 15 verse 7, it says, if you remain in me, and I remain in you, or my word remain in you, you will ask for anything. Meaning that you will be conscious of who you are, that you are a God who can create or even stop anything that is happening, ending the cycle of abuse and anything in your life. You have that. So Jesus was here to tell us that, and we just made a religion thinking that he is the Son of God, or well, maybe he is the Son of God. But what I am talking about here is not some religious thing, is understanding that the Creator is one with the creation. That is why when we ground ourselves, we go to the mountains, because we are also one with all that is, which is nature. So again, going back, who is your God? The people who are coming here later, I ask the question, Hori, who do you think God is? And for the fact that many people believe, and this is a religious, type of a thing, that we believe that God is outside of me. And coming back home, when we think that Malebu is a God, we are thinking of people saying, bow down to Malebu. No. So what made us forget about ourselves to such a point that we are inflicting pain in ourselves? It's because when we come into human form, my son Nkosi does not, when he came here, he didn't know how to speak. And then he comes into this house. We are speaking English in this house. My husband is Shona. I am Tswana. We try sometimes to speak Tswana, but when we want to try to understand each other, we speak English, right? Nkosi, what is he going to know? It's English, right? And maybe growing up, yes, playing with other kids, he will know another language. But again, he is going to be conditioned. So this is what many people will call, and I taught about this at the retreat, what many people call the third dimension. The third dimension is a place of, it's all about fear. If you don't do good, then God in the sky is going to punish you. You're going to go to hell and burn in hell and all that, right? That is what it's all about. Yes, that verse again. Greater is he that is in me than the one who is in the world. Meaning what? God is in me. Yes. So when we get into the form of human, we forget our true identity and we live with our minds and our body. That is why if you have watched videos or you have heard Eckhart Tolle speaking, he's always emphasizing that you are not your mind. The things that you are thinking is not you. That is not your truest identity. But in the third dimension, this is who we are. Then we come in this human form and we forget that actually there is a reason why Malebu came in this human form, right? We forget that. And then because we don't know ourselves, we then inflict pain in ourselves. The issues of apartheid, the issues of rape, the issues of racism, because there is a separation between me and a white person and an Indian and a colored. We're thinking that, oh my God, that one is Indian, that one is a girl, that one is a boy, So there is a separation from what was created. And that is, in me, I am a woman and I'm black, but there's a God. Somebody else is white and they are men, but there is one God. One God. So when we are separating from the oneness that we're supposed to be, the end result will be that we will inflict pain on ourselves. Okay, then the story of Jesus came. If you remember, Jesus didn't come here to sort out some mess for you, go and pray in the river, what. Jesus came here for what they call oneness, right? The I am. That is why he spoke that I am one with the Father. But if you, Jeanette, decide that you are going to remain in me and you are going to follow me, you are going. Yeah, now people thought this is a religious way. Yeah, Jesus did this. Then no. Understanding who you are. So Jesus, when he came here, he said, I want to show mankind. That was his mandate in life. That was his sole mission and sole contract, that I am here to show people that a human being can live in the fifth dimension and do everything. So Jesus was not surprised that people did what they did, but those people, all the people that betrayed Jesus, the people that were spitting, were part of the plans that were supposed to happen for the purpose and his mission to be fulfilled here in life. Now, Jesus, when he died, he said, Father, forgive them because they don't know what they are doing. Right? And I'm talking about this, I'm taking you through this because I don't want you to miss anything. I don't want you to miss that, because when we get to this part, you have to understand how you can end the rape. Because me and you, the people who have been raped, and even the people who haven't been raped, they are potentially, they have a potential of being raped, or of becoming rapists themselves, right? So I need you to understand that, okay? So we come into the human form and we forget who we are. We forget our true identity. We forget that actually Jesus, God made me come here for what reason? And then we start inflicting pain. Jesus could have done that if he forgot who he was. He could have done that, but he said, no, actually this one is going to betray me. This one is going to do this. This one is going to do this. And. Okay, that's it. And then after that, he knew that when he dies, people will then now understand him, all the teachings that he was doing. That is why after he died, then there was a religion called Christianity. Now, why do then rape have to happen? Rape have to happen because of the first thing that happened in the Garden of Eden. God said, be in the light. People think that is God was talking about sex. Be in the light. And now, they're talking about the snake giving the apple and what. That is a parable. It's not the straight thing, right? But there, the revelation, okay, that's my revelation. Revelation that I get is that God was asking people, just like there's a verse, I forgot where it is, where it says, you have a choice to choose between life and death, but I suggest that you choose life. That is what happened in the Garden of Eden. God said, you are in this garden, but I ask you that you don't get to that part, right? Get to this part. This is a part of light. Be in this part until, surely God was going to say, until this time, and then I'll tell you when you have realized who you are. But the first people, which we believe it's the first people, maybe they were not, then separated from that. Rather, what they did was that they tasted good and bad, light and dark, right? Before they were conscious about who they are. And that then went from one generation to the other and to us right now, that we have Malebu as a coach who's doing all these good things, have got her good and also her bad. But then if you don't know who you are going to focus on your bad. That is why many people will come to me and say, oh, coach, every time I'm thinking about dying, I'm thinking about... It's because when you are not conscious of who you are, you don't understand that you have two sides. Then God in the beginning didn't want to show us this other side of us. He wanted us to only focus on the light. And then when we have done the light work, then we will know how to carry this dark work, right? Okay, now from generation to the other, people were born and then they inflicted pain because they now knew their backside. So they used their backside more than the good side. And then that is when people then got raped, right? So in Africa on its own, it started on the time of colonization, even maybe before that, but let's just go in the time of colonization. Now, people, when they were colonized, the time when people were colonized, many women were raped and many men witnessed their wives getting raped. And that was on its own a wound, a trauma that they did not deal with. As time goes by, that trauma has been passed down from one generation to the other, asking that Zelda, Jeanette, whoever is here with me, right, asking that, can you please heal this trauma before this this ascent or this spirit goes to wherever it's supposed to go, right? So it then came to us as as the children of now. So the time when Bo Mama were born, those were the generation that was supposed to deal with things like Bo apartheid. They were fighting. I was not there in 1974. Their main purpose was to pave a way for us that we can talk about racism and not feel like, oh, right? Now, this generation that is born is the generation that is fixing, especially the generations of the 80s, is the generation that is fixing. That I'm not saying that the 70s, the 80s, they had their time to do a lot of things, but as the generations of the 80s, we are called for such a time as this, that we can speak so freely about being sexually abused. We can speak so freely about apartheid, about white people treating us like, whatever that they are treating us. We can speak freely about that, right? But not only that we are called for that, we are also called to heal the ancestral karma, right? So if you are here, you have been sexually abused. Don't ever in your wildest dream think that you are the first one who has been sexually abused in your lineage, both from your mother and your father's side. Whether you know your mother's side or you don't know your father's side or whatever, you are not the first one. Now, this ball of rape has been coming both from men and women. And to me, I always go like as far as colonization, that when people then started exercising their bad part, white people started exercising their bad part, and then they forcefully slept with black women, having children with them. Then those men and women then did not feel safe. They did not they couldn't even release that trauma, heal it. They were not called for that time of healing and all these things, right? Then they passed down the trauma to other people, and then other people said no, and then to other people and other people, until it came to you. So today you are here, you are raped. It is not God in the sky who's going to stop this rape. You are going to stop the rape. You have the ability. You are capable of stopping the rape. And let's go back to the soul contract. Jesus came here with a purpose of oneness. And if you look at with the story of Jesus, you get that Jesus would sit with the people who did not believe that there is a God and question all these things. But Jesus did not become like them, yes, but he did not feel like, oh my God, my son. He did not feel like, oh my God, I cannot sit with Malebu and Malebu Sangoma. Oh my God, He would sit with people, and his sole purpose in life was to bring us back home to ourselves. And he said it, like I said in the book of John 10, where he said, I am one with the Father. And then John 15, whoever dwells in me and I dwell in them, they will ask for anything and I will provide. That is what Jesus was trying to tell us, that you are one with anything, and you can even know the story without even having anyone to tell you anything. That was his soul contract. Now, Malebu, when you come into a human form, you are firstly born in the spirit. As God said to Jeremiah, I had known you before you were even formed in your mother's womb, and I appointed you as the prophet to the nation. Before Jeremiah could come in this world, he was, okay, Jeremiah, can you go and become a prophet to the nation? And then they said yes. Malebo as well said yes to the rape. That's how amazing it is. I said yes to it, that I would, Jesus said yes to being crucified on the cross, huh? So we said yes to it. I mean, I have two sisters. I'm the third one. I am the last one, Mobanyane. But these two sisters of mine were not raped. They were not sexually abused. It's me actually who got sexually abused. Why? Because there are so many injustices that we have to heal in our family. But now, which one can you go? I said, I can do this one. Now, when we get in a human form, we forget the soul contract. We forget, oh my God, the government must help us so that we can stop the rape. Where is this God? Why can't he come? But when you came for that reason, if you have experienced sexual abuse, You have come for that reason. I mean, there are so many people. Hello, Mantombi. There are so many people who, like Busi always says it, that she had 40 million debts, and then now she's teaching people about my. That's what she had agreed, that I'm going to go here and then teach people about this. Even Malebu went through that process. Now we are thinking that we can now say, I no longer want this soul contract. It's you who said yes to it. Even Jesus, he said yes. Kimang, the other one is going to betray me. The other one is going to do this. The other one is going to do this. And at the end, I'm going to be crucified. But on the third day, I'm going to rise and be one with the Father. Right? So what we are doing right now, the rape, the injustices, the things that we are going through, we are actually in our soul contract, in our soul mission, and we have said yes to them. And also that when we start getting conscious to who we are, when we start understanding who we are, then we will understand that not only the rape happened to me, people who have been sexually abused, they have been sexually abused and then raped and then gang raped. It's a whole lot of story of rape. Believe you me, even myself, I told the people at the retreat about my story. So it doesn't even happen once. For as long as you do not attend it, it's going to keep on happening. When you die, if you die with a soul contract, it's going to go to the other generation. Somebody has to stand, and you said, I will stand and stop this. That is why today, when I am doing the work that I'm doing, I'm not only healing myself from the rape, I am healing the people, the women that came before me, because I am not the first one in my family. Though people don't know, I am not the first one in my family to get raped. I am not the first one in my family to be sexually abused. I am, and even yourself, even though they're not telling you or whatever, but you are not the first. It's not the first time that that thing is happening to you. But then because you are God, the greater is he that lives within me than the one who's in the world. Who's the one in the world? The one in the world is you. The one inside of you knows. It's a spirit. It knows what you came here for. Now that spirit is asking you that heal this thing so that Nkosi doesn't feel this, so that the children of Nkosi doesn't experience this. So now that is the part of women. Now with me in my lineage, I am healing the women who, and this is what I always call ancestral karma. We know karma. We always say karma will deal with you, because we're thinking that karma is always like that bad thing that when you do something bad, no, ancestral karma is the ball that is being thrown down, asking you, Jeanette, heal this part so that your children do not have to. So in the book of Esther, isn't that where it says we are called for such a time as this? Me and you and everybody who can see a problem, we cannot sit here and ask for God in the sky when the God is inside of us, when God is asking us to heal. How do we even stop this sexual abuse, this rape to happen? The government is not going to do anything. It's when one person starts doing the work. Like myself, when I started doing the work of healing myself, guess what? How many people who have even forgotten that they were sexually abused by their fathers, by whoever, they have forgotten. When I started doing the work and started healing them, now they are starting also to heal themselves as they heal their lineage. And that is when the wound will close. But for as long as you are expecting God in the sky to come and do the things here, he's not. You are able. God did not stop people from crucifying Jesus. He did not, because that was Jesus' soul mission. So God is not going to stop people from raping you, because your soul mission is that you are going to be a God who ends the sexual abuse, who ends the rape, who ends the cycle in your family about rape. And when you heal yourself, there are other people who you are aligned to, like my clients, they come to me, then they heal. And then there are other people that they come to, just like that, the circle gets bigger. And then as the circle gets bigger, more people find their healing. So you see how powerful we are? You see what it was meant when God said, I am one with the Father. And if you you remain in me and I in you, you can ask for anything. Believe you me, I have asked for the wisdom to do the work that I am doing. A lot of people have asked me if I have done psychology, because the things that I know now is the things that are done by professors. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. The Bible in the book of James said, if you want wisdom, ask from God, right? So I know that I am not separated from Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit. I am one with them. And I'm also not separated from the people who lived before me, right? Because their pain is currently my pain. And as I heal myself, I heal them. So we are all one. Me, you, white people, black people, Indian, colored, we are all one. We came here to solve some type of a thing, some type of a problem. And some people came here to heal and to stop the cycle of sexual abuse and rape and sexual trauma. And until we stand up to ourselves, to stand up to the truth of who we are, elevating to the fifth dimension, seeing what is there for us in the table for us so that we can heal, then that is when sexual and whatever that we think is wrong in this world will end. But for as long as you are thinking there is some sort of a spirit that when you die you're going to get, and then they're going to tell you your problems and then all these things, then you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong. So if you forgot anything that I said today, if you have forgotten anything, one thing that you can take home is that there is no God who's going to come here and stop sexual abuse. You have the power. Well, now who have experienced it, you have the power to stop it by healing yourself. As you heal yourself, you step into your purpose, because you also need to understand what is my soul purpose in life. So my soul purpose, it's much bigger, but I would just say it's being a healer and showing people light. My company, Ignite Thrive, I said empowering people. This is how I empower people. Now, when I deposited this light, I want you to close your eyes and think about the continent, lighting up, because I am healing, and then Mantombi is also healing, and then the other person is also. So those are lights that are coming. And at the end of our journey, we would have at least sparked more light that people can feed from, can see, can use that light to get direction of where they're going. That's it for me. That's it for me, guys. This is what we a lot of people I have heard, people trying to say this from the Christian way, because we always want to sound religious and all that all things happen for the good. Yes, it happens for the good, but why? We need to realize that there is a God living inside of us. If you are scared of saying I am God, then just say there is a God living inside of me. Then this God can direct you and show you the way of how you need to heal, how you need to go from where you are. Greater is He that is in me. Greater is He. The one that is outside is Malebu, who has forgotten her soul contract. But the one inside knows exactly why I am here. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mantombi. We shall do even greater things, more. Because when He came here, He was just coming to awaken humanity that you can do greater things. And to me, I don't think that we are supposed to do what we are supposed, the religious way. Jesus was just trying to show us that if you awaken to your power, then you can be able to lay hands on the sick and the sick recover, right? You can cast out demons. You can do all these things, But then a lot of people are not awakened to themselves, and that is why the country closed. Lock. Because a lot of people were depending on pastors. A lot of people were depending on that sister who's always saying that way, so that I can know God through you. Now there's no singing part. There is no pastor who's preaching for you. You have to seek for answers for it. I am not feeling well. What is wrong with me? So today, the task is go and ask yourself, who do you believe God is? Right? And ask, is this you, God? Right? And what is your soul contract? If you understand your soul contract, then you will understand your purpose in life. That's it from me for today. We spent 39 minutes. The announcement, I forgot to say the announcement. So guys, we have a hiking and meditation. A lot of people, hey, I'm a Christian, I don't meditate. You see that one? It's when you are scared of accessing your power, because meditation goes deep within you, right? So we have a hike and meditation on the 24th. It's on Friday. It's a holiday heritage day, and probably we will have some good, lunch there. And it's only 300. It's meditation and a hike and also food, right? And then I have a free program where I say it's a self-care program, and we are doing it every Thursday. You want to join us? There is a link for WhatsApp. Please do join that one. And I am also available for all the people who think that there is something that is discouraging them from being in their purpose, from fulfilling their missions, from understanding themselves. I am here for energy healing. You want to come? I will leave my contacts below, and let's do this together. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow on the group on Create the Life That You Want. Thank you.